Thank you for your ballot, good citizen. I'll just run that through our vote counting software. Scan your marks, change this T to a B, dot the I, and it's gone.
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Do not believe the evidence of your eyes or ears was the final party command in George Orwell's 1984 dystopian novel. What effectively that means is we can lie to you with impunity. No facts or evidence that is literally directly before you is enough for you to question the party, the people in charge. And so how much voter fraud evidence can I possibly show you? What if I showed you people literally being paid to vote a certain way, and then there were affidavits of poll workers saying people are asking for payment when they're voting? Is that enough evidence of voter fraud? When they tell you that American elections are secure, I want you to remember this story. Here's a story from Springfield, Massachusetts, with the mayor of Springfield. I mean, this is a big position. The mayor of Springfield is big. Springfield's a big place in Massachusetts. The mayor's position is a big office. A guy named Justin Hurst is running for mayor of Springfield, Massachusetts, and he is allegedly paying to have people dropped off at polling locations in big black SUVs and literally paid on camera to deliver votes for him. According to the allegations, the people have to come out with an I voted sticker, and inside they're asking where do they vote for Justin Hurst. And then they're asking for payment inside the polling location. It's too good. Candidate for Springfield Mayor Justin Hurst is being accused of voter fraud just 5 days before the election night. An affidavit is obtained by Western Mass News. The affidavit, Springfield Election Department officials detailed what they witnessed the past weekend in early voting at City Hall. They described voters being brought into the polls and expecting cash after casting their votes. Insane. There's literally footage of it. There's video of it in the local news. Watch this.
Say otherwise. In a sworn affidavit obtained by Western Mass News, one poll worker says, quote, "I heard people asking, where is my payment? And I was promised $10. Another worker saying, from what I saw, it appeared groups of people who were brought in were told who to vote for. On Saturday, I overheard people saying, oh, is this the one we're supposed to vote for? Where is Hurst?" Also coming to light, this surveillance video.
Watch this.
Springfield Election Commissioner Gladys Oliola Lopez describing what she saw here. She says, quote, "Two women and one man can be seen showing the man in the red, white, and blue shirt something. The man then proceeds to take out what appears to be a large bundle of cash and peel off a bill and hands it to each person." Amid these allegations, we're getting answers from one local criminal defense attorney about the legal consequences if these claims are proven to be true.
This statute punishes this type of conduct for up to 1 year. Would someone in his position even be in sort of in that realm? Highly doubtful.
He says the law is clear. But Jared Olenoff says without any formal charges filed, it'll be a long time before we even see the possibility of this playing out in a courtroom.
I highly doubt that there would be any kind of charge if one is ever brought prior to the election.
Hurst now accusing his opponent, incumbent Mayor Dominic Sarno, for orchestrating the scenario.
We know that this is a coordinated effort from the mayor and his administration to try to smear what has been a clean campaign.
But Mayor Sarno telling Dave Mattson the surveillance footage speaks for itself.
Judge Payne indicated to me they viewed a video on it to check that. So it's all there. It's all there, and it's unfortunate, but we want to make sure that we protect the integrity of the election.
So why don't you file charges? You're the mayor, right? Couldn't you order his arrest? This seems pretty cut and dry. You can go over here to local news and see that there are sworn affidavits from the poll workers with people saying, where's my money? How do I vote for the guy to get my money? And then you can see there the money being exchanged in the video. What else do you need? This kind of reflects what we've seen across the country in various articles like this one, where according to the former Secretary of State in the state of Michigan, over 800,000 ballot applications were sent to non-qualified voters. Bags of prepaid gift cards, guns, silencers, burner phones. Democrat-funded organization with temporary facilities in the states were paying people off for their votes. This was so suspicious, the employees would pay $15 an hour or $120 a day to go and harvest votes. They would pay people for this, and this has now been referred to the FBI. So expect this to go and disappear into a black hole, ladies and gentlemen. This is what was happening in Michigan, of course, but there's happenings all across the country. But you don't even need to leave the state of Massachusetts to find more fraudulence. Just up the river from Springfield, you have Lawrence, Massachusetts, where there is videotape of mail-in ballots being stolen directly from mailboxes and multiple residents saying, that's not my vote. Showing up at the polling place and saying, that's not my vote. That's not my signature. Check this out.
Officials are looking into allegations of attempted voter fraud in Lawrence, and we've exclusively obtained video footage from a Lawrence man's home appearing to show a woman removing ballots from his mailbox.
ABC 10's Darren Botello spoke with Secretary of State Bill Galvin about all of this. Darren, what did he have to say?
Well, right now, there are 2 police reports alleging voter fraud in Lawrence at this time, and there could be more on the way. We are told that there is an investigation going on at both the state and local level.
So what happened? So there is an investigation. So this guy who didn't want to be on camera gave his camera footage to the local news, and what did it show?
This is the man who didn't want to be identified, but says he went to go vote in person on Election Day last week and was told, according to the list, he already voted. That's when he checked his camera footage and then contacted police. The Essex County District Attorney's Office and Secretary of State.
So he caught somebody walking up to his mailbox and grabbing, snatching his ballots. And it wasn't just him. Listen to this lady.
That is not mine.
State decide whether her in-person vote will count or the mail-in, which she says has her signature forged.
How come it's not going to be counted if I'm voting right in front of you and I'm telling you that that vote that you have there is not mine?
So I'm telling you this. You hear a lot about the silencing of the disenfranchised. You hear a lot about, oh, you're trying to steal the voice of black people. Why am I the only person, along with this intrepid a local news reporter, who's trying to highlight the fact that this black lady had her vote stolen? She showed up to vote. They said, you already voted. And she said, I'm standing here in front of you. And they showed her ballot. And she's like, that's not my signature. Somebody stole my ballot and fraudulently voted for me. That's how this works. Like, who are you going to believe? You're going to believe your own eyes and ears? That's what this woman is saying. In the state of Massachusetts, now they're paying people to go vote. Driving them up in black Cadillacs to the polling location. It's so third world. It's so unbelievably third world. Here in Louisiana, there was a vote that was decided by, there was a election that was decided by one vote. And there were, at the very least, 2 people who voted twice in the election. How would you vote twice? Well, we just showed you. The lady showed up to try and vote, and they already had the ballot for her. That's not my signature. We don't care. That's how you vote twice. There were also at least 5 dead people who voted in this election in Louisiana. Now, how do things get so sideways? Well, check this out from Politico. Voting machine trouble in Pennsylvania County triggers alarm ahead of 2024. According to Politico, there's this voting machine in a swing county of Northampton, Pennsylvania, that on multiple elections has switched people's votes. So the machines there in Northampton were switching votes for people in the 2019 election. First time Northampton users used touchscreen voting machines. That year, programming glitch caused the machines to significantly undercount the votes for the Democratic candidate in the local race. On November 7th of this year, residents showed up at their local polling stations, found that printouts from the same devices didn't match their votes. They had their votes switched. Just keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. We keep trying to cover this and say, hey, we've got to fix this. There's got to be a fix for this. Nonetheless, the county in Pennsylvania, the little board of election supervisors, they certify the election anyway. even though people's votes were getting switched. Certifies the result after printout error. Okay. These are the people certifying your elections. Just FYI, these people. There you go. These are the people that they stack the boards with to certify elections, no matter what happens. Shockingly, a Obama judge has decided not to certify electronic voting in the state of Georgia, for instance. Judge Amy Totenberg said in a ruling that electronic voting in Georgia probably violates the Constitution because these voting machines are hooked up to the internet and are thereby insecure. That's what the judge has said. A judge in Connecticut has said that an election must be overturned and redone because of the enormous amount of fraud that happened in the election. In Bridgeport, Connecticut, where Democrats ran against Democrats, same as in Massachusetts. 2 cases here in Massachusetts. Now you have Democrats running against Democrats. Here in Connecticut, the elections must be overturned because the volume of ballots was so mishandled as such to call into the results of the primary election. Insanity. Elon Musk weighing in, of course, on Bridgeport's Democratic mayoral primary do-over, saying, we got to fix this. He quote tweeted us saying, judge's orders new election in Connecticut after surveillance video shows stuffing at drop boxes. This happens here is beyond a reasonable doubt. The only question is how common it is. And as we try and show again and again and again, this is common. Let's head on over to New Jersey, where the Paterson City Council president is facing 20 felony charges of misuse or just straight up fraudulently voting via mail-in ballots. This guy right here, Alex Mendez, would go through and he would steal mail-in ballots and then he would cast a vote for the people on the mail-in ballots and then he'd mail it in. This guy became the president of the Paterson City Council. He's being charged. This is the Attorney General's website in the state of New Jersey. Being charged in a Democrat state. Let's head on over to Arizona. Same thing. Arizona woman. Ballot collection scheme. She would pay people in order to get ballots, and then she'd fill them out. Same thing that was happening in Massachusetts. It happens all the time. Republicans in Wisconsin are finally getting smart and moving for the impeachment of the election official who is said to have unlawfully promoted maladministration of the use of ballot drop boxes and mail-in ballots. There you go. Heritage Foundation has a massive, massive backlog of proven election fraud cases. You can go through thousands of proven election fraud cases from this year. In 2020, an administrator in Virginia altered the election results. Virginia election official charged with corrupting changed the election results for the 2020 presidential election, resulting in false results being reported according to new documents. Incredible. Former Prime William County Registrar Michelle White altered the election results within the state reporting system, Veris, according to one of the documents. Her alterations resulted in false reporting from the election results from Prince William County. Prime William County, so this is Prince William County. Veris stands for Virginia Electronic and Registration Information System. It was implemented in 2007. Statement came from the defense filing summarizing some of the allegations. So, I mean, how many different which ways can you have fraud? It's not just Democrats. A Republican in Iowa is just found guilty of 52 counts of fraud for mail-in balloting, for illegal mail-in votes. She cast votes for the Vietnamese community in Sioux City, Iowa. So it's both parties. It's both people. We're the only people who are intellectually honest enough to say this is a problem and needs to be fixed. What are you going to believe? Your own 2 eyes or the corporate media that tells you none of this is going on? I would trust yourself and trust your instincts and trust that we need better systems in this country to manage our elections. Otherwise, you can't have a republic. You can't have a democracy without it, without faith in the systems. It's required for our money supply. It's required for our elections. You have to have faith in the actual institution. And that faith is eroding quickly. We need to fix that. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe for free, fair, and safe elections. See you.